Guys, over the last little while, we've seen the rise and fall of BioWare, and with recent leaving departures from kind of the big shots, has me questioning the future of BioWare. Are we in good hands or are we not? Casey Hudson comes back to lead BioWare to a whole new era, hopefully. Turns out he's leaving. Casey Hudson worked on all 3 Mass Effects, kind of a big deal. Then we saw Dara leave. He takes off. He was in charge of Dragon Age 4. And then Jonathan Warner with the departure now as well because, well, they shut down Anthem. That's a concerning little note for me. Doesn't sound very good, guys, and it kind of has me a little bit concerned. Nate, how you feel right now about the future of BioWare?
I'm going to take the other side because I don't think it's totally, I don't think it's totally a bad decision. BioWare, the BioWare we knew when Mass Effect 3 came out, and Dragon Age, even Inquisition, like that's not the BioWare we know today. So I think getting rid of some of these, higher ups and getting new blood, I see potential with it. If they create a game that really, what made Mass Effect 1, 2, and arguably 3 great again? What made those great? That's what they need to try to focus on. An amazing, impactful story with decent gameplay. That's what they need to focus on, and I think, maybe new blood can bring this. It's not quite the same at all, but let's take Gears of War. After Gears of War 3 or Judgment came out, they sold it and they gave it to the Coalition. And you know what? They've had a couple ups and downs, but all in all, Gears 5 was amazing. So I think, BioWare, they've had a few kinks over the years working on some of these games, but I think, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition's around the corner, and I hope that that's going to give us the flavor of what we're going to get with our next big BioWare game. Corey, what do you think, bud?
Well, it's a really positive look to, kind of at this whole scenario, because everything that's been going on with BioWare lately, and I think it's been highlighted by everything going on with Anthem, and unfortunately for the other big, series that BioWare has, Anthem's kind of just overshadowed all of them lately because of them, the studio shutting down. And I did a little bit more research to kind of understand, what the issue was, what was going on with Anthem. Why did we not get the game we were looking for, at launch, but why didn't we even get this Anthem Next project that we're working on? Well, apparently there was a ton of problems internally, whether it be disagreements, last-minute changes, things getting canceled. So, when you're working in an environment like that where things are changing so frequently, but not, in a positive manner, that was just, the beginning of the end, I think, for them. They started that project and they just weren't as prepared as I think fans were hoping they were going to be. They didn't live up to what they promised us, right? And like you said, Nate, that kind of ushered in this new era for BioWare where it's just what are we going to get from these guys? Are we getting quality games now? Recent Dragon Age, they talked about they're not going to have a multiplayer. What I mean? They're removing, these are things that, we love playing games together. We love playing games with our friends and family. So why would they need to focus on the right things here, right? You know what I'm talking about, Nate?
And I think that's what, getting rid of multiplayer and this whole live service thing, that was the biggest right decision. The best decision that they've made in a long time, honestly. So that's why I think, moving forward, man, I think we're going to have something good. What about you, Scott? What do you think?
Well, I think you summarized that very well. There is this duality. It makes a lot of sense on one hand because we know they have had some issues, and Anthem is the biggest kind of red flag in the environment right now. And we know that they feel pressure to do something different. They have to address some sort of internal strife. And to your point, get back to what made these games really, really successful in the first place. So I like the idea of being positive about those changes, though, and you could very well be onto something with that new blood kind of coming into the business and changing or just reworking what was going on that had kind of fallen off the tracks after so long. And because these businesses have been around for so long, like you said, even Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, it's seems like it was just yesterday, but at the same time, these people have been going to work every day, and those are years that have gone by now. So I'm a little worried that in addressing these issues, they are going to run into some other problems down the line. But I think ultimately it kind of is the decision that has to be made, because they can't just continue to tread water. If another game that's super hyped as Mass Effect was, or rather as Anthem was, comes out and flops,
That's it, and that's it. Honestly,
is there
BioWare
going
is
to
done.
be much of a company left?
No one's gonna want to buy one of their
Yeah.
games.
That's it. Yeah.
Absolutely. We've seen the. That's what I said. We've
No
seen the
credibility.
rise and we've
You
seen
lose
the
it all.
fall all at the same time, right? See if all these new changes are a good thing. Let us know at InsideTheGame.ca. Are you liking what you're seeing with BioWare?